Hello from the Hashknife. Today begins the journey of calving. And with calving comes calving prep. So I gotta do a number of things before we can really get feeling comfortable about our whole operation and some of the adjustments we need to make and some of the prep work. And part of that is, you probably heard him and him. There's Bentley with the white chrome, and there's Hawk with no chrome. And we're going to have to move them into another pen here, just across the other side of where they normally eat, so that I can bring cows in down through this corral up into here and into this alley behind me, and then from there up into our chutes that you guys have probably seen before, so that I can worm them and de-lice them. So it's a couple weeks before it starts, but we want to get a good dew on them. Say hello, Hawk. Yeah, now you're going to be aloof. All right, these boys will be no help. That's why I got to get them out of the way. Well, that's what success looks like in my morning. Oh, yeah, everybody's in and kind of snuck them in, lured them in, tricked them, cheated them. But you know what? I won. I've got to slowly peel a few cows away from the main herd, use my corral system, but I got to use it a little differently than if I had somebody with me, because I got to do everything. So I got to bring them in through into an empty pen, and once I work them all, then they go out, and then I bring another group in. So we'll see how this goes. Now there's one cow in here. She's got a real dark face, and right here, she's not going to get any wormer on her because she's actually a butcher heifer. Come on, girls. Come on up there. So I'm going to kick her back and hold her, because she's going to be fattened starting in about 15 days and then be butchered for some people who have bought her. So we don't want to put any kind of wormer into her. I just want her to be all natural. Come on, girl. I just need to lift my gate up. Let a few come in. We'll fill the chute up. On, girlies. There you go. Got a couple in there, 2 or 3. And let them push themselves up. Come on, there we go. There's 4. Come on, kids. All right, they're not going anywhere. Now I can start to make the applications. I like to dose these guys according to the chart in the instructions. It's all pretty easy. And this goes up to 1,430 pounds at a certain setting here. So I'm going to take that up to about 60. It puts them at about 1,320, which is pretty average for them. If there's a bigger one, I'll increase it a little bit. And then the smaller ones, these yearlings, will get about 700 pounds. So we'll see how this works. And of course, I got a gloved hand here. Stuff is kind of nasty. You don't want too much of it. I got to fill my plunger. See it coming up. Up the spout. And refill. Ready to go. And it's just as easy as this. And right down their head, neck, their back. And here's a smaller one, so I'm just going to depress the plunger about halfway. Let that fill, get about the same dose for another small one. And now we let them out. Open the gates, another couple can come in. Now I have to build kind of a makeshift catch pen here so that I can funnel a cow into the barn and into the head catch in case we need to pull a calf or do some kind of mothering up of one that won't take one, something like that. So here we go. I'm going to leave a little bit of room here next to this gate so that if I need to, I can swing this either way and be able to open this up without going into the pen here where these horses are at. And they're suddenly losing some real estate, so I got to give them a little bit of room in another spot here. So put that up, drive a post. But first, I got to kind of puzzle piece this together, and I've staged these ahead of time just to lay them out and make it so they'll be usable. I can just kind of set that here so it's right close to it. Set that in the way. And we'll figure out where this one goes based on how we come out on this side. So I'll use this, sight down this to make sure I'm lined up. Pretty good. And now it's post-driving time. And this isn't such a bad job. It just doesn't take a lot of time. I'm going to put this post on the outside of this gate so that any pressure that they put on it is going to push against the posts and help give a little bit of structure. Okay. Now, the top of that ground is froze, so it makes it a little tougher. Let's see. This year I'm going to go ahead and use my walk-through gate. Makes it a little bit easier, a little more user-friendly. But this is a weak part also of the panel system here, so one wants to be kind of careful of that. Take that off. Affix these to my post. And it just catches the top of that, but it's going to hang down, so it should be okay. Okay. And now, gotta make sure this is still in line so that these fit together decently. Yep. Okay. Pull that out just a touch. Yep. Touch the wrong way, Brandon. And same way here. Try this one. Okay. That gives that gate room to open. And at the same time, be nice and tight to that. Okay. So the last thing to do is put this in place. And you might be asking, why should I not put something permanent in here? And that would be a really good question. And the reason is, I use this for such a short time during the year that putting a permanent structure in here would really be in the way for the other 9-10 months of the year. So I don't mind taking a little bit of time and doing it now, and knowing that I'm going to be moving this out and making it handy now, but then it's also reversible for the want of, 3 steel posts and a little bit of time. Really makes a big difference. Now that we've got everybody separated, it's time to provide these girls a little bit of comfort. So I'm going to take this straw bale, and I'm just going to take, half of it and spread it out in different spots, kind of behind this area where our hay is and this big manure pile behind the pickup. It actually provides a little bit of a wind protection for them, and then they'll use this to hopefully lay on and then bed on. So we'll do this now. We'll use about half of this bale up in several different spots that they kind of already like to lay on, and make it easier on them and ourselves. And this stuff is like a fluff ball. It will just fall apart, so you got to be kind of careful. I don't want to get too much off this. I like to save a little bit for later. We do have a storm coming in. There we go. Notice that? I'll put about 3 good spots out here, and then I'll go in the lower corral and put some more out there. And if I stay upwind with this, it always helps. See, this isn't even really good straw. It just kind of crumbles apart. But it's usable. And they'll wallow around in this a little bit. They'll spread it out. And be all happy and giddy about it, I hope. Well, here I've got my heifers separated from the open heifers. And then up there in that pasture, we're going to be spending the majority of our time with the calving cows. So I've only got, about 14, 15 head of heifers to calve in here, so this is good. But you'll notice everybody's friends and they miss each other already, even though it's across the fence. The older cows are out there in the pasture. I've got them fed up, so they're on that feed right now. Otherwise, they'd be right down here at this water, and they will come in when they get a belly full of dry food. They'll have to come rehydrate. The next thing I got to get is the hot box. This blue thing here. Bring it down. Now I'm going to take my hot box and my heater, put it together and have it ready. And all I got to do is plug this in and I get heat up into here for a calf. When they're really cold, froze down, and it's a matter of saving their life, we'll be able to thermoregulate. What I mean by that is get them hot, get them warmed up, get some hair on them and dry them off, stick them in here, and then give them an hour or so, sometimes a little bit longer. And you'd be surprised how much that'll make them come to life and want to nurse, get some life into them. Well, let's look up this calf tagging kit. See what all I've got here. I've got some buttons for the ends of the tags. I've got some rubbers. And I got some hypodermic needles of different sizes. Look at that. And a couple of small syringes. 3cc ones. Let's see what all we got here. I got a couple of tags I already made up last year and had mistakes on. I got a tagging gun. This is an OB strap. I've got that all disinfected and set in there. Got some surgical scrub. Got some OB lube by the gallon. That's never a good sign. More rubbers and a rubber applicator. Little bands that in a partial bag. Got a little piggin string if I need to tie somebody up and want to bring them in. I've got a couple of markers to mark on the tags. I've got some Vetris in here. Let's see what else I got. Got a bottle for, I've already just mixed this up, iodine solution to hit a navel on a calf that's born inside this corral. Got ends, more ends for tags. Got blue tags for little bull calves and pink tags for heifer calves. Guess who thought of that little calving system? Her name wouldn't be Lisa. Extra marker pen. That's good. A little extra there. I think that's all we need for this. Take those and stick them away because we will be going through these, using them a lot. Make sure everything works. The needle is good on that. And that, and that. I think we are ready with our calving tag box. Got a clipboard that I'll put the last step of this into, which is having the master sheet. Okay, here's our vet box. And I've got a few things in here. Got some grease pencil, some hog rings, and Q-tips, and got some big tongue depressors. Be surprised when those come in handy for applying stuff, paste and stuff. Oh my goodness, we got suture needles, got vet wrap, I've got all kinds of more vet wrap tape. I got some cord in case you have something needs to be sewn up. I can sew them up with that and using these needles. More hypodermic needles there. That looks good. Lots of different sizes. I got 12cc syringes there. We got 35cc. I got 6cc. Got some 60cc. More 20cc. 3cc. So everything we've got, just about every size we need. Hope we don't have to use them, but if we do, we've got it. Need it. Oop. And stuffing this all back down in here. That can be the biggest challenge of all. There we go. Okay, so our vet box is basically ready there. The bottom of this, some of our great big, and usually don't use these too much for 60cc syringes, other than using them as an irrigation thing where you can pull up a bunch of disinfectant in here and then get down into a wound. This isn't necessarily for calving, but just for everything. Another vaccine gun and some various types of powders and lotions and such. All right, I think we're ready to go. Well, I'm gonna throw a little bit of chips down here and freshen up this calving jug a little bit, and hopefully we never have to use it, but it's probably not that realistic. And again, preparing ahead of time is good. Giving these calves a little something clean and nice to lay on is a very good thing. Keep them a little bit drier. And I might throw another bag on here as well and get this all done. So, yeah, this might be enough. Pretty good. Okay. Here's one last little tool. You see, it's just basically a chain wrapped around that plank, and you look up the wall here, this red handled thing is a come along, and I've got the cable laid out there and up on the wall. I'll move that so a cow can't get her face caught through that and hurt herself, but that's our calf pulling tool. Instead of having one that you traditionally see that's got a brace that goes behind them with a long pole and a thing to pull on, I find this works much, much easier, and I can get a better angle when we pull, and hopefully we don't have to show you that, but if we do, we'll take the opportunity to make that make some sense. But it is in place and ready for what comes next. Okay, I gotta find the right Allen screw on this guy. Maybe, ooh, there we go. Now I gotta look at this in the camera and see. Trying to make some marks on here last year. Here we go. Kind of got it lined up. Like a little this. And that should put us in line. So now I can watch something down here in this jug. The last step to this now is coming inside and adjusting my spreadsheet. You know, so I've got these all marked out by animal number, tag number, and then whether it's going to be a heifer, bull, the date I'll put down that they actually had them. Then we keep track on the other side, on the right-hand side there, number of calves, the completion rate or percentage, and we just go all the way down through the line here. You see the asterisk by numbers 92 and 76. A lot of times you can remember those. Those are a designation put on there by Braden, and you'll see it means mean moms. So you got to be a little extra special careful with those so that they don't run you over, tear you up. But there we go, and then I've got a couple of things to fix there for having a herd total, heifers to bulls, on that spreadsheet and summation, and we're good to go. Well, hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit about getting this thing together, prepping for calving, and it's only taken me about 3 days to get everything done. So, here we go. Bring on the calves.